Apple unveiled 4 new iPhones today, adding new features, upgrading others, and removing some. Though I wouldn't say they're awe dropping or even jaw dropping, that's just the name of the event. Let's get into it. Now, what you're looking at might look like 2 iPhone 16s, but the one on the right is actually an iPhone 17. But flipping to the front of the iPhone 17, the screen has grown to 6.3 inches. And also, it has ProMotion, meaning the refresh rate can go up to 120 Hz during more demanding activities such as gaming and whatnot, or go down to 1 Hz for more efficiency and battery savings. And also, going on to the whole 1 Hz thing, it adds an always on display. And when it's in the always on display, the refresh rate is at 1 Hz during that time. Also, peak brightness goes up to 3000 nits, which is good if you're using your phone outside and whatnot. Additionally, the iPhone 17 gets Ceramic Shield 2, which hence the name, is a new generation of ceramic shield on the front glass, along with an Apple designed coating for 3 times better scratch resistance and improved anti-reflection to reduce glare. Looking internally, we get the A19 chip, which has an updated display engine, ISP, and Apple Neural Engine, which powers features like Apple Intelligence and the latest generation of photographic styles. Now, Apple claims the 6-core CPU is 1.5 times faster than the A15 Bionic in the iPhone 13, and the 5-core GPU to be 2 times faster than that of the A15 Bionic. I'm assuming that's the 5-core GPU in the A15 Bionic in the 13 Pro, not the 4-core GPU that's in the A15 Bionic in the 13. But they'll say what they want. Anyway, the A19 also adds neural accelerators to each GPU core to help run generative AI models on device. Now, we also see the introduction of N1, which is an Apple-designed wireless networking chip which enables Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Thread. Plus, it improves the overall function, or rather performance, of features like personal hotspot and AirDrop. On the downside, RAM and battery capacity are still unknown, though Apple claims the iPhone 17 gets up to 30 hours of video playback, and I think it is safe to say that it will have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. Moving on to cameras. This is a pretty big one, as the iPhone 17 gets a new 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera. And the back cameras aren't left out. The front camera was also upgraded. It is now an 18 megapixel unit, up from a 12 megapixel unit on the iPhone 16 series. And now the sensor is now a square sensor, not a 4x3 sensor. So a benefit to this is it allows for the addition of center stage, which enables users to take photos and videos in portrait or landscape mode while holding it vertically. Oh, and I also forgot, center stage has been on iPads like forever. Now for group shots, center stage will use AI to expand field of view and can rotate from portrait to landscape to include everyone in the frame. And not to mention, we also get something that Android phones have had for a few years now, and that's the ability to record videos using the front and rear cameras simultaneously. We also see the iPhone 17 going eSIM only in more markets. Now, every iPhone since the iPhone 14 series was exclusively eSIM in the US market, though outside of the United States, those phones were compatible with physical SIM cards. Now, the iPhone 17's eSIM only presence is expanding to territories and countries such as Bahrain, Canada, Guam, Japan, Kuwait, Mexico, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and the US Virgin Islands. Colors for the iPhone 17 include black, white, mist blue, sage, and lavender. Pricing starts at $800 for 256 gigabytes and $1,000 for 512 gigabytes. And there is no more 120 gigabyte option. Now we move on to the iPhone Air, the first time the Air brand has been used on an iPhone. This is the thinnest iPhone ever made at 5.6 millimeters. Now, before you think this will give us another bend gate, think again, as the materials are stronger here than those used on the iPhone 6. Specifically, it uses grade 5 titanium for the frame, which, unlike the titanium used on the iPhone 15 Pro and 16 Pro, the iPhone Air uses a mirror finish for the frame. Now, for even more durability, we get Ceramic Shield 2 on the front glass, and we also get Ceramic Shield 1 on the back glass. And speaking of the back glass, we get something that Apple calls the plateau, or a plateau rather, similar to the camera visor on a Google Pixel. And that space is occupied by a single 48 megapixel camera with the flash opposite the camera, as well as space for the front camera, Face ID internals, and more. The screen is a 6.5-inch OLED, and like the iPhone 17, it has an adaptive refresh rate up to 120 Hz, an always-on display, and 3000 nits of peak brightness. Now, you may also notice that the front camera has moved to the left side of the dynamic island, where it is usually on the right side. Now, internally, we get the A19 Pro chip, which differs from the A19 Pro chip we see in the iPhone 17 Pro, which we'll discuss later. We also get the N1 chip, as well as the C1X chip, which is an Apple-designed cellular modem, which Apple claims is up to 2 times faster than the C1 modem, which was introduced in the 16E. Apple also claims, for the same cellular technologies, that C1X is faster than the modem used in the iPhone 16 Pro, while using 30% less energy. The iPhone Air is exclusively eSIM, something that saves a lot of space inside. Now, colors for the iPhone Air include space black, cloud white, light gold, and sky blue. And pricing starts at $1,000 for 256 gigabytes, $1,200 for 512 gigabytes, and $1,400 for 1 terabyte. The iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max make a big leap in performance and an interesting jump in design. Let's start off with the design first. Like the iPhone Air, the iPhone 17 Pro has what Apple calls the plateau, stretching across the width of the phone on the top. The flash, microphone, and LiDAR scanner move to the right, where they were close to the camera before. Now, you might expect a titanium chassis here as well, but instead, the iPhone 17 Pro returns to an aluminum unibody, though there is a glass portion allowing for wireless charging and the use of MagSafe accessories. The display here is still 6.3 inches and 6.9 inches on the 17 Pro and Pro Max respectively, though it adds Ceramic Shield 2 to the front glass and Ceramic Shield 1 to what's left of the back glass. Additionally, like the iPhone 17 and iPhone Air, peak brightness is up to 3000 nits. Now, I mentioned that both the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone Air use the A19 Pro chip, but that the two applications differed from one another. So here's what's different. The A19 Pro in the iPhone Air has a 5-core GPU, whereas the A19 Pro in the iPhone 17 Pro has a 6-core GPU. The GPU, of course, works in tandem with the 16-core neural engine to power AI models as well as AAA gaming titles like Ark Knight's Enfield, enabling hardware-accelerated ray tracing and higher frame rates. However, heavy tasks such as gaming may lead to thermal throttling because of the increased workload generating more heat, especially if the device's cooling system can't dissipate the heat effectively. With the iPhone 17 Pro, we are getting a vapor chamber, which not only have Android phones had this for quite a while, but this is indeed a welcome addition. With the new vapor chamber, Apple claims the A19 Pro will enable the iPhone 17 Pro to deliver up to 40% better sustained performance than the A18 Pro. This also plays back into the switch to aluminum, as aluminum is better in terms of heat dissipation than titanium is. Now, let's talk about the cameras. We have 3 40 megapixel cameras on the back, which includes a new 48 megapixel telephoto lens that has a next generation tetraprism design with a 56% larger sensor to improve sharpness in bright light and to bring more detail to darker shots. Now, instead of just offering a 5x zoom, the new telephoto lens offers a 4x zoom, and while it does offer an 8x zoom, that is just a sensor crop, just like the 2x zoom with the main sensor. We do get 40x digital zoom for photos, which is interesting. And with the updated photonic engine, the image pipeline uses more machine learning to preserve natural detail, reduce noise, and provide significantly improved color accuracy. When it comes to video recording and editing, the iPhone 17 Pro already has the ability to record Dolby Vision HDR, ProRes Log, and support for ACES. Now, the iPhone 17 Pro gets ProRes RAW, Log 2, and Genlock, which is a technique used to precisely synchronize video across multiple cameras and inputs. However, despite having 3 40 megapixel cameras on the back, it still cannot record 8K video, which is a bummer in my opinion. But 8K video takes up a lot of storage. Now, the iPhone 17 Pro, like the standard iPhone 17, is expanding its eSIM-only footprint to other regions besides the United States. And something interesting to note is that the eSIM-only iPhone 17 Pro has a larger battery than one with a physical SIM tray. Colors for the iPhone 17 Pro include silver, cosmic orange, and deep blue. Pricing for the iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1,100 for 256 gigabytes and goes up to $1,500 for 1 terabyte. And pricing for the 17 Pro Max starts at $1,200 and goes up to $2,000 for the new 2 terabyte model. Now, as far as the rest of the iPhone lineup goes, the iPhone 16 Pro is discontinued, and so is the iPhone 15, leaving us with the iPhone 16. So the iPhone 16 received a price cut of $100, and that's it. If you found this helpful, then please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time.